Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. When I think about life, I think about an existence that promotes and really reflects and yields the best that can occur. And every best has its worst, but that best can't be any better. And that's being real, being real. So I think of myself, one of billions. And I look at what life would be for me. And I see my needs being met. That's a good thing. I see my wants being met. Another good thing. And I see my desires being met. And that's a good thing. I think and I think hard. And in that process, I see a fulfilled life. I see satisfaction in the life. And as I keep looking to try to understand that, I see peace and I see prosperity. I see freedom. I see joy and happiness. And I see living that dream. That's for me. I see myself engaged in those things that are essential for my survival and meeting the other requirements that I have. So I see myself engaged in a process, doing what gives me a fulfillment of my great love, whether it's music or engineering or whether it's speaking. I see fulfillment in it and I love it. And I'm rewarded because in it comes my greatest joy. To love something gives me, and doing it gives me my greatest joy. And as I see this, I see the entitlement for all of those basic essentials for actual survival. You know what they are. Meet them every day. Food, clothing, you know. And I think about that. How can I possess this? And then I see myself not trusting in any other person to provide this for me. No other person's plan going to provide this for me. Not essentially realizing what I've gone through these years. So I don't look for that, but I want it. And you know what? As I want this for myself, I can't imagine anything else. Not saying that it won't come later, but I can't imagine anything else better than this that I've just described for myself. It feeds every fabric, if that's a word, of me. Now, seeing that, accepting that, the best that life can be for me, I see the same for the rest of the billions of people. Not necessarily the identical things that I require, need, or want. No, you got your own needs, your own wants, but they're your wants. They're your needs. They're your desires, not mine. Mine are mine and yours are yours. But as mine are being met, so are yours being met. So that gives you the fulfillment and satisfaction in life just as it does me. And I'm thinking about this does not exist in life except in our spirit, in our minds. And I want him to be real in my everyday physical structured life. But I know in order for that to happen, it requires it of you. And it's a simple thing, just as simple as the desire, individual, personal stuff that you have, is to do unto others as you'd have others do unto you. It is a great, big, wonderful blessing, ladies and gentlemen. All of the resources necessary are given to us free. We're guided through our minds, through our imagination of what to do and how to do. And we learn, and we do, and we create. And the only negativity that comes from that is when some don't know better and end up doing something else. But that's no big biggie. It is the responsibility of those that know better to resist that which isn't better and guide it back on the path to better. Guide it back on the path to better. So that's what I see need to be done in America. We need to guide America back to the path of better, but not to the little low life stuff where this here worse was created from before can redo itself. No. Let's be as best as we can possibly be. Let's actually be uh, a truth held before the world that they can take a bite of. Let us actually do it. I mean, yes, there are all kind of stuff, ugly stuff going on, and we all know it. And there are all kinds of reasons why these things are going on, and we know a lot of them. And in summary, we know we live it every day, but we want something different. How do we get that different? I, my friends, can only advocate that there is another power outside of the power that we are familiar with. The power we're familiar with in America is democracy and voting and all this stuff. But the game is rigged. The game is rigged. That's why the outcome is so negative. And as it is rigged in America, it is rigged all over the globe. This is why, ladies and gentlemen of the world, I come to you and I ask you to wake up. And I wanted to inform you that individuals calling themselves representing governments, whether they're talking about a takeover government or whether they are representing the ideas of the people, they are not the ideas that were produced, what I was telling you about earlier. These are abstracts. These are designed to separate you from that which is life. And it's doing a good job separating you from that which is life. You want to live, you must be separated from that which. And this is darkness. It is not the light. But you can't condemn anyone because they didn't make themselves. They didn't create the environment in which they grew up in. They grew up in an environment created by those before them. And we have continued to facilitate that. And it's not getting better, it's getting worse. So I take this opportunity to say, since you tried all these men and women and ideas of others, I ask that you try God, an invisible power that is made known through the evidence that you allow this invisible power to live in you, to be made known through what you do, how you do. And my friends, that power will not mislead you. That is the power of the light. Thank you.